Here with Loudon Redskins head coach Jeff Harig. What a season in 2021 for Loudon. 11-2 quarterfinals in Class 3A. Looking back on last season, I know you wanted to keep going in the quarters, but what a run for you guys. How would you sort of reflect back on last season?
I thought our guys, gave me everything they had. To have my son go out with his senior year, to end in the quarterfinals was obviously not where we wanted. I tell everybody we want to be a championship program, and as everybody knows in 3A football, that begins and ends with Alcoa. And
right.
So, that's our goal every year. I tell everybody every year, while they're not on our schedule, we want to be able to play Alcoa in the playoffs. And if you do that, that means you're in the semifinals. And so for a program like Loudon, that's the goal every year. And when we reach that goal, we max it out. Last year we had we really were quarterback heavy, and we had an all-state wide receiver, and we were able to take that combination and build around it and advance to the quarterfinals and to win 11 games. And so as you reflect back, I feel like as coaches and as players, we did everything we could.
You mentioned having your son along the way. How different has it been this offseason?
Well, this is the first time in 7 years that I don't have one of my sons playing for me, and it's been a transition. I think I've not really spoken to coaches about it, but when you have a son playing for you, not only that, your son's buddies are playing for you, so it's personal. When I roll off the bus with my son and guys I've seen grow up their entire life, it was personal. Now, some of those guys, we don't have those same faces. I don't have that same personal relationship like I did with my son and his teammates. And so, it's more business now, more of a let's go to work. And there's not that personal connection as tight as having your son on your team, but at the same time, there's a love there for Loudon, and the boys love playing football for Loudon, and so we're going to build it the best we can.
I imagine him being so good and your son's being so good in the past that sort of can eliminate any potential problems of mamas and daddies not being happy or thinking that there's special treatment, anything like that. That probably canceled all that stuff out, right?
It did, and that's one thing I was very aware of as a father, being the head coach of your son. You better make sure your boys earn it.
Right.
My youngest son, really, he did earn it. He gave us an identity, and he really carried he was the face of our program and carried our entire program. Filling that void going into 2022 is going to be difficult for us.
So break that down, that quarterback position now.
Yeah, so right now we're in a battle. Two guys, Will Irvin and Bronson Scrivener, are battling it out. Obviously, we scored 67 touchdowns last year, and my son accounted for 66 of them, 52 passing, 14 rushing. And so that's a huge void. Nobody can step in and fill that void, but collectively we can. And so that involves not only your quarterback, but your wide receiver and your running back units. Much like a basketball program where you have a 30-point score, now we're going to have 4 or 5 guys account for those 30 points on the football field for us.
So you don't anticipate maybe the plays changing. It's maybe more of, hey, other guys have to elevate, and it's more of a spread out thing rather than maybe adjusting what you do offensively to your personnel, or how will that work?
That's exactly right. Our identity was no-back, quarterback centered. Right. We won't be able to be a no-back, quarterback centered, but the plays don't change.
Right.
So the continuity of what we do stays the same. It's just the balance of how we distribute it and how we go about getting it done will change drastically.
Well, talk about a couple of your guys. First, obviously, with Semi Turner, wide receiver, is one of those talented guys you guys bring at a skill position.
Yeah, Semi was a big play player for us last year. Semi started for us as a freshman when he walked on campus. Now heading into his senior year, he brings 34-5 record as a starter and brings a lot of experience and leadership for us. He's going to be our big playmaker. He's going to be the guy that when our opponents turn on the film, they're going to have to account for. So that gives us an identity. It's found in him, and then we build around it from there and distribute the ball and get it to other guys as he draws the attention of the defense.
And talk about that defense. I know Dylan Hanchy is one of your guys, a lot of guys on that defense that you're expecting a lot from. Talk about your defensive unit.
So Dylan is our linebacker, middle linebacker. He led our team in tackles last year, and so he brings a 13-game experience. Great kid, 4.0 student, probably will be valedictorian of a senior class. And so the intelligence is there, the work ethic is there, and so we'll build around him. We returned 2 defensive linemen that were big play guys for us last year, senior Quentin Chenault and junior Gavin Devine. So we feel like the 3 of them really give us an identity in the run and stopping the run game up front.
What else is going to be important for you guys? I mean, I know as a coach, you're looking at every little element, every position group, anything that can give you guys an edge. What'll be a couple of things that you think can make a difference, considering, you have guys to replace? What are some specific things that you think your team needs to be better at to get you over that hump and meet Alcoa in those 3A state playoffs?
Well, we'll probably be operating at a talent. We'll be the best team on the field probably 8 out of the 10 games we play. And so when you're the best team, you guys still bring it. And so what I'm struggling with right now is getting our guys to truly understand what it means to control the controllables, the work ethic, the discipline, having the discipline to execute your responsibilities. So the number one thing we are working on, control the controllables on and off the field. After that, I think balance as our offense. We're an RPO team, and so making sure that when the opportunity presents itself, we're truly taking advantage of what the defense has given us through the RPO game and our run game.
Another really unique thing about Loudon is the community, the pride. I mean, anyone can say it, but man, it is so evident there at Loudon. Talk about that aspect of representing Loudon like you do.
So we do. We are a very prideful community. You walk on our campus at our school and you see it. We call it Redskin pride, and what it is it is a respect for the people that have come before you, a respect of how important success is to that community, but more importantly, just going out and giving your best because the people before have laid that foundation. And so I play on that a lot. A lot of guys that we have in our program right now, this is their dream. They grow up wanting to represent the Loudon Redskins. And so it definitely is a place where kids play from the heart because not only do they have a lot of pride in it, but their family is from there as well.
Awesome, Coach. Best of luck this year. Talk to you soon.
Thank you.
That is Jeff Harig, Loudon head coach.